I dig in the dirt. Shovel, shovel, shovel. I got my spade, I got my hoe, I got my rake, and I'm ready to go.
G'day and welcome to the Garden Gurus. Don't you just love springtime? It is a fantastic time in the garden. Heaps of colour and heaps of things to do. Now, today's program is packed full of brilliant advice and we've got a world first release product. You are going to love this. It's the first time it's been here in Australia and it solves the problems with controlling weeds around sensitive plants. Now, we've got that down-to-earth advice, we've got some containerology, we've got some pool care tips and some great competitions. So let's not talk about it. Let's get on with the show. How do you get a garden as beautiful as this? It comes with a few very important practices. Firstly, improve the soil your garden has by adding humus and mulch, or in this case, both, with a thick layer of sheep manure. Secondly, you need all of the nutrients that a plant requires for strong, healthy growth. Now, most garden fertilisers have NPK in them, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, but they don't have all the micronutrients, and there are over 60 of those required for strong, healthy growth. There's only one fertiliser I'm aware of that has all the macro and micronutrients in one formulation with a very special bonus. We've been going on about the importance of beneficial microbes for some time now. They break the mulch down into humus and convert inorganic and organic matter into essential nutrients that plants can absorb. This is vitally important to long-term growth and plant performance. An Australian company, Langley Fertilizers, has developed the fertiliser with all the essential minerals and trace elements in a controlled release formula that will steadily feed your garden for 4 to 6 months after application. This same fertiliser uses some amazing technology to deliver 24 different native Australian microbes to the soil by the billion. The result is an incredibly beautiful garden. Now, if you want to find out a little bit more about this amazing fertiliser, all you have to do is simply check out the website. It is www.saveyoursoils.com.au.
The Emerald Isle is one of the world's great holiday destinations, with sensational scenery, historical landmarks and some of the world's finest gardens. One of the best parts about visiting Ireland is the people and the music. Stroll into any pub and your ears will be blessed with the sweet sounds of the tin whistle, bowran and violins. The Temple Bar district in Dublin will spoil you for choice when it comes to experiencing authentic food, music and great crack. Now, it makes sense if you're travelling all the way to Ireland that you should include the United Kingdom as part of your itinerary, and that's where Scenic Tours' incredible 22-day majestic tour of Britain and Ireland will ensure you have the holiday of a lifetime. A Scenic Tour is designed to provide luxury travel with every option in a tour completely flexible, allowing you to experience what you want along the journey. Now, here's the thing. A trip with Scenic is all-inclusive. All activities, including sightseeing, are covered in your upfront cost. Even tipping is included. The tours are set up so you can go at a leisurely pace and you have freedom to tailor your tour to add extra experiences to suit exactly what you want to do. To book this fabulous trip of a lifetime, visit scenictours.com.au or call 1300 Scenic. That's 1300 723 642.
Here's a handy tip for you if you want to grow veggies successfully. Instead of hunting for seed all the time, why not keep some of the seed? I grew a whole bunch of different heirloom varieties of pumpkins last season. This happens to be my favourite. So we've got the seeds, popped them into an envelope, let them dry out. I marked what the variety was and when I put them in, and I'm about to plant them out into my garden. Now, here's the real benefit. You see, when this grew here, its parent, well, it grew somewhere else, but as it actually grew here, it adapted to the environment. Now, the next generation has basically been encoded to grow better in this environment than its parent did. That's the beauty of evolution. Coming up after the break, more brilliant gardening advice right here on the Garden Gurus.
If you'd like to get your hands on some of the great plants in the Touch of Class collection, check out the Touch of Class Facebook page. Enter their competition and you could be taking home a spring pack of 10 plants chosen for you by the experts.
Recently, I showed you a dramatic-looking cordyline called Can-Can. Now let me introduce you to Cha-Cha, And yes, this plant is a real show-off too.
When the leaves first emerge, they're this unusual and really striking mix of apricot and brown. And then as the leaves mature, they turn shades of gold and green. So you get this ever-changing display of foliage colour that adds interest to the garden year-round.
This one does grow slightly smaller than Can-Can. It gets to around 1.5 metres tall, with the same graceful weeping foliage. And like Can-Can, Cha-Cha deserves to be put in the spotlight. So I would plant it en masse to make a really dramatic statement. Or it would look really good as a feature in a decorative container on a sunny or partly shaded patio. And this plant is tough. Frost isn't a problem, and once it's established, it'll cope with very little water. So just plant it in full sun or part shade and then sit back and watch the show.
The Garden Guru magazine is out now. The latest edition is packed full of brilliant local gardening advice and some inspiration from around the world. We've got some great gardens from countries like Ireland, but we've also got some terrific recipes like those coming out of Fiji, and also Lisa Adams out of New York City. She has got some rippers. They're spring inspirational ideas. You will love them. Garden Guru magazine, it's in all good newsagents, Bunnings stores, and it's only $7.95.
Given that small space gardening has become so popular of late, perhaps we should take a few ideas from the Georgian era. Although they loved sweeping hedges and majestic flower-covered archways, they also were experts at creating tiny garden rooms. And one of their favourites was an elaborate kitchen garden. But because we don't all have the space, on this week's containerology lesson, I'm going to show you how to create a kitchen garden in a pot. The Aussie-owned company Decor has created these Georgian-inspired pots in two new colours for spring, latte and pewter, both of which would suit your very own Georgian-inspired courtyard. The principle behind Georgian kitchen gardens was for them to be both functional and beautiful. For functionality, position this right where you need it most, at your kitchen door. And for beauty, be brave and add a splash of colour with something like these marigolds, which are great companion plants. I'm also adding in some of my favourite herbs, including rosemary, oregano, thyme, and French tarragon. All of these will benefit from regular picking to promote growth, and the marigolds are a fantastic way of attracting beneficial bugs to your garden. A dose of power feed now and once every season will keep your kitchen garden productive all year round. And to extend this Georgian look around your garden, why not line up a few pots along a pathway or down some stairs for a lovely terraced formal effect? This week's containerology lesson featured the Georgian Square Plant Pot from Decor Gardens' self-watering plant pots range. You'll find some more details on the Georgians' colours, sizes and stockists at decor.com.au.
Here's one of the things that I just love about gardening. I love trying new and different things. If you haven't planted one of these trees in your garden, well, you've really missed out. It's a beautiful upright tree, subtropical. It's a legume, so it produces big pea pods, but inside them, they've got this white pith, and when you scrape it out, it tastes just like ice cream. Hence, they call it the ice cream bean tree. Now, there's more great advice and inspiration coming up after the break right here on the Garden Gurus.
How good would it be to have a consistently healthy pool? Imagine having an energy-efficient pump, a robotic cleaner, a brand new sand filter and a professional to install it all. And while we're dreaming, imagine having a year's worth of maintenance from Poolworks. Joe. Well, it doesn't have to be a dream at all. All this could be yours by simply going to the Garden Gurus website and telling us in 25 words or less what makes you a healthy pool person. Then this healthy pool prize pack worth $6,000 could be yours thanks to our friends at Poolworks.
Controlling weeds successfully in a home garden is one of our greatest challenges. And whilst organic or natural treatments may be effective for some situations, garden experts know and trust that the most effective treatment you can get for serious weed control is a complete weed killer that works through a systemic action, moving up and down the stem through the sap, killing roots, shoots and leaves. That makes it an important control choice for perennial weeds and running grasses. The same kind of problem exists for people controlling weeds around the base of trees. If the bark has been damaged by a line trimmer or just scratched, there is a chance the tree will absorb the Roundup and will be affected. Treating larger weeds such as broadleaf weeds in lawns is also fraught with danger. Spray mist could drift, affecting your grass. Perennial grasses invading hedges or flower beds cannot be treated using a spray, and weeds moving into vegetable plots are difficult to treat as well. There are other options, of course. You can hand weed in these situations with varying levels of success. Some perennial weeds and grasses are actually stimulated by this activity though, and this acts as a form of cultivation, creating a bigger problem later. What is really needed in this situation is a new kind of applicator that reduces the risk of spray drift and overspray. Roundup Gel allows a precise application direct to the problem plant. To use it is simple. Carefully remove the child-safe protective cover. Prime the container by pushing the blue button about 20 times or until the gel appears. Simply touch or swipe over the leaf surface and the job's done. Should any of this come in direct contact with the soil or as a result of the plant collapsing onto the soil, you don't have to worry. Microbes break it down and it becomes inactive, so it won't hurt any other plants. This is a brilliant control for weeds in pavers or growing in cracks between bricks or concrete. It's the perfect solution for control in and around sensitive plants like roses because there's no overspray risk, and when you're finished, there's no cleaning spray bottles. Just click the child safety cap back on and it can be stored away in a safe place. Roundup Gel is perfect for controlling weeds in a direct manner. It's not a replacement for broader applications. You still need your ready-to-use packs or concentrate to do those jobs properly. For those of us wanting to take a safer approach to applying total killer herbicides to gardens, this is an innovation that every gardener is going to love.
One of the biggest environmental concerns with Australia's 1 million swimming pools is the amount of water they use. Here's a confronting fact for you. The average size swimming pool can lose up to 1.5 times its volume throughout a swimming season. So a 50,000 litre pool can lose up to 75,000 litres of water. And that's mainly due to evaporation, kids jumping in and out, and the cleaning that goes to waste. But don't panic, there is actually a lot that can be done to save the water. Evaporation can be greatly reduced with a pool cover or blanket. As well as keeping the pool warm, they also significantly lower chemical evaporation or burn-off. Another way to save money is to save water. And when you consider every time you backwash your filter, it wastes thousands of litres of water. So saving water is really important. So there are a couple of things you can do. One is to attach one of these Hydra spins. Now this circulates water so quickly, it stops the large debris from entering your filtration system. Or you could go for something as simple as a skimmer sock over your skimmer basket. This will trap the finer particles before they enter the filter. Or you could go for one of these, a robotic cleaner. Along with doing a great job of cleaning your pool for you, its onboard filtration system also does a great job of trapping leaves and other debris. These simple tips from the team at Poolworks will not only save you money, they'll provide you with a healthy pool for the family, but best of all, they'll reduce your impact on the environment.
There's been a heap of interest in the green wall kit that we've featured on the show before, and no wonder, it's incredibly clever. It's a modular system that clips in to allow you to extend it to cover a complete wall. It utilises a bracket and the modules clip on. The pots are individual and clip on to the module. As far as plants to use goes, well, it's only your imagination that limits the potential. But for me, the idea of a living herb wall sitting alongside the barbecue and picking them fresh, well, it's brilliant. Planting up your herbs, you use cocoa potting mix. It is absolutely brilliant, but you have to activate it. So a little bit of Tro Forte, controlled release fertiliser over the top. It's the one that's got all the microbes in it. It puts life into the soil. Plus, there's over 60 essential minerals and trace elements that will release slowly over a long period of time, making sure that you get the best productivity out of your herbs. And that's what it's all about when you've got them right next to the barbie. Each pot has a pressure-regulated dripper, and this is fed by a hose or poly pipe being clicked into the outlet. The watering system can be automated by hooking up to a tap timer or a controller. Now, this is the biggest challenge, is getting the water right with these things, and if you do this, you can't go wrong. You know, I've got my herbs next to the barbie. Now all I need is a chop and a snag.
Ah, the humble potato. We boil them, we mash them, we deep fry them, we love them. But how can you tell a good potato from a not so good potato? Well, after the break, we're going to catch up with a grower who knows all there is to know about spuds, produces some of the best potatoes in Australia, and even sells them farmhouse direct. See you shortly. Have you thought about making the switch to getting energy free from the sun? Well, compliments of Garden Gurus and Solahart, you could win one of 3 prize packs valued at up to $5,000. The prize includes your choice of a Solahart solar water heater or a Solahart power PV system, and the prize includes installation. All you have to do is head to our website and answer the question, what is Solahart's slogan? It's that easy, and before you know it, you could be enjoying energy free from the sun.
Over the past 20 years or so, the rose garden has changed forever, all because of a clever man thinking about using roses differently. Anthony Teslar is an Australian visionary plantsman, and he identified the now world-famous flower carpet ground cover roses and introduced them to the world. Today, flower carpet roses are the most popular roses in the world, and no wonder. They're almost indestructible. They grow on their own roots. You cut them back occasionally, however you want, and they just come back and produce masses of flower and look great all year round. They'll flower for up to 9 months of the year. There's a choice of colours available these days, and the pink still remains a favourite of mine, but Apple Blossom's soft pink and Scarlet's rich red and the perfect flower shape are without doubt the best performers in my garden. Spring is a great time to plant flower carpet ground cover roses out into your garden because they'll reward you with masses of flower right through until midwinter next year. You'll find them in leading garden centres everywhere.
Gordon Jones, owner of Jones Potatoes, has been growing potatoes in Warrigal in Victoria's West Gippsland for 3 generations and is a passionate spud man. G'day, Gordon. How you going? Good to see you. Oh, these look fantastic. Oh, wow. Jeez. What should you be looking for when buying a potato?
Well, basically look for a potato that's firm. They don't want to be showing obvious dehydration or mechanical damage, insect damage. Be very wary of buying anything that shows any sign of greening, because the greening tends to actually go down beyond the skin. A little bit of sprouting's not really an issue. That's a natural process.
What's the secret to growing good potatoes?
Good soil, good seed, good weather, not too dry, not too wet, and a lot of luck.
How do you sell your potatoes?
Well, the traditional ways, we've got processing potatoes that we supply by contract. We sow certified seed, do some wholesaling in the Footscray market, and we do farmers markets. And that's been a great success. And an exciting offshoot from that is the online selling through the Farmhouse Direct. It's all done online, the payment, the ordering, everything. And that gives us the opportunity to deal directly with the customers, and the customers can deal directly with us, and we can do it Australia-wide.
To find out more about Jones Potatoes, head to the fantastic Farmhouse Direct website. It's your online farmers market. You can place an order and support Gordon and over 190 other passionate producers.
How's this for a beautiful fruit tree? It's actually a mountain pawpaw from South America called ABBA Barco. Being a hybrid, it doesn't produce seed, so the fruit is actually seed-free. The flesh of this is tangy, very much like sherbet in its sort of tang on your tongue. Now, speaking of great recipes and unusual fruit that you can grow at home in your garden, this is the best way to get advice. This is called Delish from Garden to Table. It's packed full of great advice on different types of trees you can grow, as well as your old favourites. You can get it online at thegardengurus.tv for just $16.95 plus postage and handling. It's a great deal.
We all love using hot water. But the way things are going, we will really have to be smart about how we use it. Hot water is the biggest user of energy in the house, and energy continues to be one of the biggest costs in the household budget. But don't worry, I can show you how you can save energy and money at the same time. Solar hot water uses the sun's energy to heat the water. So by simply converting your gas or old electric hot water system to solar, you could save as much as 50 to 90% off your hot water energy use. Solahart is Australia's leading solar manufacturer. For 60 years, they've manufactured and supplied over 1 million solar hot water systems in Australia and overseas. Each unit is designed to maximise the draw of the sun's energy, heating the water, which is circulated through to the storage tank. When it comes to choosing the solar hot water system that's right for you, there are two main options. The first one is this roof-mounted tank and collectors unit, which is often referred to as a thermosiphon system. The second option is a split system, where the tank is located in a convenient position on the ground and is connected to collectors positioned on the roof. The basic solar hot water system costs around $5,000 to purchase and then to install. There is still a government incentive scheme up and running of around $1,000 off the price of a solar water heater, and this is usually given as a point of sale discount to reduce the upfront costs. Contrary to popular belief, often the best time to replace your gas or electric water heater is when it breaks down. That way, you're investing the cost of a replacement conventional water heater into a water heater that pays for itself over time. And Solahart has emergency replacement units which ensure you still have hot water in an emergency situation while you wait for your solar water heater to be installed. It's estimated that by changing to a solar hot water system, you can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 3 tonnes per annum. Now, that's the equivalent of taking a 4-cylinder car off the road. Can you imagine if we all did that? How good would it be for the environment? Solahart offers a free in-home assessment service. Why not give them a call and get your hot water free from the sun?
Don't you just love springtime in the garden? There's still a little bit of rain around, the days are getting warmer, the light hours getting longer, and magnolias like this beautiful deciduous magnolia, they look incredible. If you haven't got one in your garden, you should think about it. They grow in most places in Australia. Now, next week we're back. The program is packed full of brilliant local gardening advice. We've got our competitions running. If you want some more information on those, check out our website. And of course, if you've got any questions from today's show, simply check out our Facebook page. It's that easy. I'm Trevor Cochrane. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week for the Garden Gurus.